The utopian hobo, a creature of the modern world, quite queer. Their mantras involving multitudes and contradictions, post-irony and quotations from King Lear. Call them odd ducks, call them quirky turkeys, they are but the subject of the occasional public sneer. The urban bohemian.
हरेक बुधबार साँझ 6 बजेदेखि मात्र ब्राभो क्याफे एन्ड बारमा।
Hello everyone. I will be reciting two poems today. The story behind the first one is that during the lockdown period I was up on the terrace and by a mere chance encounter I saw something shooting across the sky, but I could never figure out if it was a meteor or a shooting star or maybe even an airplane. But my instinct wasn't to figure out what it was, but to write about it. So this is the poem from that time. It could have been a meteor, or perhaps a falling star. It could have been my imagination, the experience bizarre. The air reeked of loneliness, uncertainty, and Dad's jasmines. It's been years, and yet I'm wondering what to make of it. Why had I not made a wish, they now inquire. I reckon I never really believed in that ball of fire. And it was a surreal encounter, be that as it may. I still stand my ground, and this is all I have to say. I was the gliding orange droplet. I was the cloud of despair hung overhead. I was the navy backdrop, and I, the silhouette, and I, the silhouette. In the velvety darkness, I soberly forged a smile. I watched as reality ebbed away. Darling, it's worth it every time. Thank you. The second poem is admittedly a little more complex than the last one, and its title is The Utopian Hobo and Post-Irony. The utopian hobo, a creature of the modern world, quite queer. Their mantras involving multitudes and contradictions, post-irony and quotations from King Lear. Call them odd ducks, call them quirky turkeys, they are but the subject of the occasional public sneer. The urban bohemian, not just your average antagonist, seemingly nothing they fear, and seemingly nothing they fear. The hobo waltzes, the hobo jingles, the hobo sings from their little hobo heart. Intrigues me not your commonplace wit, it is not your everyday brilliance that I want. I have been the sommelier of aqua rage and haterade, the curator of teenage angst, and I have been the connoisseur of dad jokes, accidental slapstick comedy, and bad puns. Admittedly though, I have contained multitudes, I have satire too close to the sun. I have been a walking museum of everyday unkindness and generational atrocities, and I have been plagued by many a paradoxes, yet what remain unparalleled are my cognitive generosities. The utopian hobo cries, and the utopian hobo sighs. The utopian hobo pines, and then the utopian hobo slowly, stutteringly replies, I have lived and I have seen. I have lived and I have seen. I have breathed and I have been. I still do long, I still do yearn, I still do giggle, I still do bleed. I still do burn with an escalating intensity, fueled by my desire to be what I astoundingly have never been. And what I want to be is my own utopian hobo, my muse, my ideation, my screenplay star, and the final phrases, essentially, what the utopian hobo's closing words probably are. I have stormed through constant filler, redemption, and retribution arc. The abyss whispered close, give me your best then, my sweet utopian hobo.